Well, the San Diego State men's basketball team made a move, Costa.
They did, and, it's funny how the basketball and the football programs kind of mirror each other. When you have success, other people are going to come looking to pinch assistant coaches and whatnot.
Well, that's what happens. All the other teams in the conference keep stealing San Diego State assistants to be their head coaches.
Because they want to be Aztecs. Whatever.
Well, an opportunity to play with this man or coach alongside this man and his legacy is certainly going to be a big plus for Rod Palmer, who was added to the staff, the former Long Beach State assistant head coach. And joining us right now, of course, is the head coach of the Aztecs, Brian Dutcher, back on with the Cannons. Coach, how are you today?
Great, guys. Great to be with you.
It is great to be with you. And by the way, we have not had a chance on air to congratulate you on your tremendous run this year, becoming, of course, Mountain West Conference tournament champions, a trip to the NCAA tournament. As you know, we felt like we gave a little of that Cannon karma in that big regular season win against Boise, those last 9 in a row. Have you had a chance to sort of like sit back and sort of, evaluate the kind of season it was and maybe appreciate how your players came together at the right time to get this program back into the big show?
You look back and you just think how hard the kids worked, and they didn't make excuses. They didn't crumble when things weren't going well. They just kept at it, very businesslike. They believed in each other. They believed in the coaching staff. And we got hot at the end. We won 9 games in March, and that's when you're supposed to be playing your best basketball, and we did.
Dutch, is it always there in the back of your mind that if you go into a season, you have success, especially the way you did this past season, that there are going to be other teams that are going to come calling for your assistance when the season's over?
Yeah, and Justin Hudson was no secret. I mean, everybody knew he was a great coach. And 7 years. And so it was right fit, right opportunity, and this was it. Get him back home, get him here at a program that they've got a good team coming back, and it's an opportunity for Justin. With that being said, now the Coach Fisher tree, and to a small degree, the Brian Dutcher tree has 3 head coaches in the Mountain West. Marvin Menzies at UNLV, Brian Dutcher here at State, and now Justin Hudson at Fresno.
Absolutely. And now Rod Palmer has been added to the staff. He spent the last 11 seasons at Long Beach State. Dan Monson, who we've all known for many, many years, he coached successfully there at Long Beach. Coach Palmer has called this an opportunity of a lifetime. Why do you think he's such a good fit for the Aztec program, Coach?
This is Southern California. He's made his name here. Obviously a great high school coach at Compton High and Compton Centennial, winning state titles. And then to go help Dan Munson, be a part of that Gonzaga tree, a branch off that, and learn under Dan for 11 years. We interviewed Rod right out of high school. We knew he was good back then, and you kind of always have a feel when you have a good person like that. You follow his career, you keep an eye on him, and then when you get the opportunity and the timing's right to hire him, we did so, and we think he's a perfect hire for what we've got going here at San Diego State.
Coach, how competitive is it recruiting on the West Coast now?
It's competitive at every level. But like we say, we don't get out knee pads to recruit. When you look at our roster and look at the choices the kids on our roster had, whether it was a UCLA or a Kansas or a Washington or a Gonzaga, our players have been recruited at the highest level and chose to be at San Diego State. And so I think that's one of the attractions that Rod had coming to San Diego State, that he gets to recruit to maybe a little bit stronger product here. Not to say that Long Beach doesn't have a strong product, but the success that Coach Fisher built here in his years and the one we've been able to carry on, we've got a strong reputation not only in California but nationally.
Brian Dutcher joining us, San Diego State men's basketball coach. The announcement that Rod Palmer has been added to the coaching staff. I mentioned a Long Beach State coach. He was an associate head coach. He will be an assistant at San Diego State. Is this by design? Are you thinking of your assistants all on equal grounds right now?
I think as we get together, obviously there's another position to be filled. So when we fill the staff out and start defining roles. Maybe a title will come down the road, but right now, part of my career, when I was at Michigan, we'd flip coaches 2 or 3 times, and I was always just, hey, I'm fine. Just leave me as an assistant, whatever it takes to get good people in here. I don't need that title. If we win, we're all going to benefit. And so I'm not as caught up on titles. I think Justin deserved it when he was associate head coach, and maybe Rod will someday also. But to start off, before we fill the whole staff out, we will have 3 assistants that will all do all they can to continue to make San Diego State successful. And,
Coach, there's no fear of any sort of interruption in continuity, even though Tim Shelton is gone, Justin is gone as well?
No, that's part of coaching. And we've had less turnover than most teams in the country. Mm-hmm. But I remember when we lost Marvin Menzies. How are we going to replace Marvin? We had Greg Gottlieb. How are we going to replace Greg Gottlieb? Jim Tomey, who did a wonderful job for us. How are we going to replace Jim? And the one thing you learn in coaching is, for better or worse, we're all replaceable. So we're going to roll our sleeves up, and we're going to continue to work to represent this university the way we have over the past 19 years.
Coach, we had talked to you so many times over the years in anticipation that someday you would be the head basketball coach at San Diego State, and that day finally came, and this team was struggling. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you were very open about certain frustrations, but you never panicked. We knew that, and suddenly you got your team into the NCAA tournament. What lessons were learned by you in this first opportunity to be a head coach? What do you think was the biggest lesson you may have learned finally ascending to that top job?
Just stay true to yourself. Stay true to your beliefs. Believe in what you're doing, the culture of the program. And if you continue to work hard and do the right things, eventually be rewarded. You're not rewarded all the time. You're not rewarded every game. But if you stay with the strong core values and hard work, then eventually you'll be rewarded for it. And our team was.
Well, Coach, it goes without saying, we're obviously already excited to see what your group does in the upcoming season. Again, congratulations on last year, and all of San Diego. Certainly looking forward to see what you guys do next season. Talk to you soon, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there he is, Brian Dutcher.